The football world had always been obsessed with one question. Who is the best? For years, the answer seemed obvious. Cristiano Ronaldo. The boy from Madeira had become a global icon. He had conquered England, Spain, and Italy. He had broken records that many experts once believed would never be touched. Stadiums filled whenever he played. Children copied his celebrations. Defenders feared him. Goalkeepers studied him. Wherever football was discussed, Cristiano Ronaldo's name was never far away. But football is a sport that constantly looks toward the future. No matter how great a player becomes, people eventually begin searching for the next superstar. And now the football world believed it had found not one, but two. Neymar and Mbappe. One was football's magician, the other was football's future king. Every week, Neymar produced moments that looked impossible. He danced through defenders with incredible confidence. His creativity made crowds rise from their seats. His tricks filled social media. Fans around the world watched his highlights again and again. Then there was Mbappe. Young, fearless, explosive. Defenders could know exactly what he planned to do and still fail to stop him. Sometimes, it felt as if everyone else was playing football, while Mbappe was playing a different sport. The media loved it. Television networks couldn't stop talking about them. Sports journalists created endless comparisons. Experts debated who would dominate the next decade. Slowly, a new narrative began spreading throughout football. The Ronaldo era was ending. The future belonged to Neymar and Mbappe. Every sports channel repeated the same story. Every newspaper printed similar headlines. The new kings have arrived. Football's future is here. Is Ronaldo finally finished? At first, the headlines seemed harmless, but week after week they became louder. Many fans started believing them. Many pundits started repeating them. Some former players even claimed Ronaldo could no longer influence the biggest matches the way he once had. According to them, football had changed. The younger generation had taken over. Meanwhile, Ronaldo remained silent. He didn't argue. He didn't attack critics. He didn't post emotional responses online. Instead, he trained. That was always his answer: training. While television shows debated his future, Ronaldo spent hours inside training facilities. While reporters searched for controversy, he worked on finishing. While social media celebrated younger stars, he focused on improving. One evening after a league match, most players headed home. The stadium lights were beginning to shut down. The staff had nearly finished cleaning. Yet one player remained on the pitch: Cristiano Ronaldo. A coach watched him from a distance. Ball after ball was delivered into the penalty area. Header, goal, another cross, header, goal, again, again, again. The coach eventually walked closer. Cristiano, everyone has already left. Ronaldo looked toward the goal. Then, toward the next ball waiting for him. I'm not finished. The coach smiled. After everything he had achieved, his hunger still remained. Perhaps that was the biggest difference between Ronaldo and everyone else. Most players become satisfied after reaching the top. Ronaldo never did. For him, success wasn't a destination. It was a responsibility. A few days later, another television debate aired. The discussion centered entirely around Neymar and Mbappe. A panel of experts compared statistics. Goals, assists, dribbles, speed. One commentator finally asked the question everyone wanted answered. Who would you choose if you were building a team today? Almost every analyst selected Neymar or Mbappe. One even laughed before answering. Ronaldo is a legend, but football belongs to the young stars now. The clip spread rapidly across social media. Millions watched it. Millions shared it. Many fans agreed. Others disagreed. But one thing became clear. People were beginning to doubt Cristiano Ronaldo. And football had always taught one dangerous lesson: never doubt great champions. Weeks passed. The season continued. Neymar delivered stunning performances. Mbappe scored goals for fun. The praise surrounding them grew even stronger. Every success added fuel to the narrative. Every headline pushed the story further. The future had arrived. Then, something happened that immediately captured the attention of the football world. A massive European showdown was announced, one of the biggest matches of the season. A game featuring Ronaldo against Neymar and Mbappe. The moment the fixture became official, excitement exploded. Sports channels interrupted regular programming. Fans rushed online. Ticket demands skyrocketed. Within hours, people around the world were discussing only one thing: this match. Many believed it represented more than 90 minutes of football. It represented a changing of the guard, the old king versus the new generation, the established legend versus the future superstars. The story practically wrote itself. Television advertisements promoted the battle non-stop. Posters appeared everywhere. News articles filled the internet. Even people who rarely watched football wanted to see what would happen. Would Neymar and Mbappe finally prove they were ready to take the throne? Or would Ronaldo remind everyone why he had dominated football for so long? As match day approached, the pressure increased. Journalists followed every training session. Every interview became headline news. During one press conference, Ronaldo faced dozens of reporters. Questions came immediately. Cristiano, many people believe Neymar and Mbappe are now better than you. What do you think about the new generation? Can you still compete at the highest level? The room became silent. Everyone waited. Ronaldo looked around calmly. Then he smiled. I respect both players. They are incredible footballers. But football isn't played in press conferences. The reporters quickly wrote down every word. Ronaldo stood up, then added one final sentence before leaving. We'll see what happens on the pitch. The statement spread across football media within minutes. Simple, confident, direct. Exactly like Ronaldo himself. Meanwhile, Neymar and Mbappe were also preparing. They respected Ronaldo. Both knew what he had achieved, but they were confident too. They were among the best players in the world. They had spent years proving themselves on the biggest stages. The upcoming match represented an opportunity, a chance to show everyone that football's future truly belonged to them. Inside training sessions, the intensity increased. Every drill mattered. Every tactical instruction received extra attention. Coaches understood the importance of the occasion. Players could feel it too. The closer the match came, the greater the anticipation became. 3 days before kickoff, ticket prices reached unbelievable levels. Fans traveled from different countries. Hotels filled quickly. Restaurants became crowded with supporters wearing jerseys. The city hosting the match felt transformed. Every conversation seemed connected to football. Every television screen displayed highlights. Every newspaper carried predictions. Some experts predicted Neymar would dominate. Others believed Mbappe's speed would decide the match. A few still backed Ronaldo, but they were becoming the minority. For the first time in years, Ronaldo wasn't the favorite. The football world had already started looking ahead. Perhaps that was exactly what motivated him. Late one night, after another intense training session, Ronaldo sat alone inside the dressing room. Most players had gone home. The room was quiet. He looked around at the empty lockers. Thoughts filled his mind. Not fear, not doubt, motivation. Throughout his career, people had repeatedly predicted his decline. When he left England, when he left Spain, when he changed leagues, when younger stars emerged, the predictions always returned. And somehow, Ronaldo always found a way to respond. Not with words, with performances. That was how legends answered criticism, on the pitch. The following morning, newspapers published their final major previews. Almost every headline focused on Neymar and Mbappe. Some articles referred to them as football's new rulers. Others described the match as a coronation ceremony waiting to happen. The message was clear. The future had arrived. Cristiano Ronaldo was yesterday's story. Millions believed it. Millions expected it. But football has always loved surprises. The night before the match finally arrived. The stadium stood silent beneath the darkness. Empty seats waited patiently. Floodlights illuminated the pitch. Everything was ready. The players rested in their hotels. Fans struggled to sleep. Journalists prepared articles. Commentators reviewed statistics. Around the world, anticipation continued building. Nobody knew exactly what would happen once the whistle blew. But everyone knew the stakes. For Neymar and Mbappe, it was a chance to prove they were football's new kings. For Ronaldo, it was a chance to remind the world that greatness does not disappear simply because people become distracted by something newer. The next day, the stadium would be full. Millions would watch. The football world would hold its breath. And Cristiano Ronaldo would walk onto the pitch carrying something far more dangerous than speed or skill. Experience, determination, and the burning desire to prove everyone wrong. The stage was set. The battle was coming. And nobody yet realized that they were about to witness a lesson in greatness. The day had finally arrived. Hours before kickoff, the city was already alive. Football shirts filled the streets. Fans gathered in cafes, restaurants, and public squares. Every television screen showed pre-match coverage. Every conversation seemed to revolve around one question. Would this finally be the night when Neymar and Mbappe officially took over football's biggest stage? Or would Cristiano Ronaldo once again prove why he had spent so many years at the top? Inside the stadium, the atmosphere was electric. More than 80,000 fans filled the stands. Flags waved in every direction. Songs echoed across the arena. The energy felt different from a normal match. This was bigger. This felt like an event the football world would remember for years. As the players emerged from the tunnel, cameras immediately focused on the three stars. Cristiano Ronaldo, Neymar, Mbappe. The crowd erupted. Millions watching around the world leaned closer to their screens. The whistle blew. The match had begun. From the very first minute, Neymar looked determined. Every time he touched the ball, excitement spread through the stadium. He dribbled past defenders with ease. His movements seemed effortless. One clever flick here, one quick turn there. Every action brought cheers from the crowd. Mbappe looked equally dangerous. His speed immediately created problems. Whenever he accelerated, defenders panicked. Even experienced defenders struggled to keep up. In the opening 15 minutes, the younger stars dominated possession. The ball moved quickly. Attacks came one after another. Commentators praised Neymar's creativity. They praised Mbappe's explosiveness. Everything appeared to support the narrative football fans had heard for months. Meanwhile, Ronaldo remained unusually quiet. He touched the ball only a few times. He wasn't making dramatic runs. He wasn't trying impossible shots. Some viewers began wondering whether age had finally caught him. One commentator even remarked, "Ronaldo seems disconnected from the match." Another agreed. Perhaps the pace is becoming difficult for him. What they didn't realize was that Ronaldo was studying, watching, learning. Every movement on the pitch provided information. Every attack revealed patterns. Every defensive mistake created opportunities. Great players react. Legendary players anticipate. Ronaldo was anticipating. 20 minutes into the match, Neymar produced the first magical moment. Receiving the ball near midfield, he danced past one defender. Then another. Then a third. The crowd rose to its feet. The stadium exploded with excitement. He slipped a brilliant pass toward Mbappe. Mbappe raced onto it. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. The crowd held its breath. He struck the ball powerfully, but the goalkeeper produced an incredible save. The stadium gasped. The chance was gone. Mbappe shook his head in frustration. He knew how close he had been. The commentators immediately praised the move. Social media exploded. Clips spread everywhere. Fans celebrated the brilliance of Neymar and Mbappe. But Ronaldo remained calm. He had noticed something. The opposition defense pushed extremely high whenever Neymar and Mbappe attacked. Large spaces appeared behind them. Nobody seemed to be paying attention. Nobody except Ronaldo. As the first half continued, the younger stars kept attacking. Neymar attempted another dazzling run. Dangerous counterattack. The pressure increased. The crowd expected a goal at any moment. Then something changed. Gradually, quietly, almost invisibly. Ronaldo began moving differently. Instead of chasing the ball, he started finding spaces. Instead of sprinting constantly, he conserved energy. Instead of forcing actions, he waited for the perfect moment. Football is often compared to chess. Most players focus on the move happening now. The greatest players think 3 moves ahead. Ronaldo was thinking ahead. 35 minutes into the match, his opportunity arrived. A midfielder recovered possession. The ball was played forward. Most defenders expected Ronaldo to attack the near post. Instead, he drifted away. Just a few steps, small movements, nothing dramatic, but enough. The defender followed too late. A gap appeared. The cross arrived. Ronaldo jumped. Time seemed to stop. The stadium watched. His timing was perfect. His positioning was perfect. His header was unstoppable. Goal. The stadium erupted. Supporters exploded with emotion. Teammates sprinted toward him. Commentators screamed. Cristiano Ronaldo had scored. Against the run of play. Against all expectations. Against the narrative everyone believed. One chance. One goal. Clinical. Efficient. Deadly. As Ronaldo celebrated, cameras quickly focused on Neymar and Mbappe. Both looked surprised, not devastated, not worried, just surprised. They had controlled most of the match. Opportunities. Yet somehow Ronaldo's team led. That was the lesson beginning to reveal itself. Football isn't always won by the player with the most touches. Football isn't always won by the player with the most highlights. Sometimes football is won by the player who understands moments better than anyone else. The first half ended shortly afterward. The scoreboard showed Ronaldo's team leading. Inside the dressing room, emotions differed dramatically. Neymar and Mbappe's side felt frustrated. They believed they should be ahead. Their coach tried calming everyone. "We're playing well. Stay patient. Keep moving the ball." Across the hallway, Ronaldo sat quietly. His teammates celebrated the lead. But Ronaldo wasn't celebrating. He was analyzing. The match wasn't over. Not even close. He knew Neymar and Mbappe would come out stronger in the second half. Great players always respond. And those two were among the greatest. The second half began with incredible intensity. Exactly as Ronaldo expected. Neymar immediately attacked. Mbappe immediately pressed forward. The pace increased dramatically. Every challenge became harder. Every tackle became more aggressive. Every attack felt dangerous. 10 minutes into the half, Neymar finally found an opening. Receiving the ball near the edge of the penalty area, he produced another breathtaking dribble. 2 defenders were beaten instantly. The crowd roared. He slipped a pass toward Mbappe. This time Mbappe made no mistake. His shot flew into the corner. Goal. The stadium exploded once again. The score was level. The younger stars had responded. Their celebration showed pure emotion, passion, relief, determination. The match now felt completely different. Momentum had shifted. The crowd sensed it. The players sensed it. Even the commentators sensed it. "This is becoming a battle of generations," one commentator shouted. For the next 15 minutes, the game became chaos. Neymar attacked relentlessly. Mbappe's speed continued causing problems. Defenders struggled to cope. The pressure was immense. And yet Ronaldo remained calm. No panic. No frustration. No rushed decisions. He simply continued reading the game, watching, waiting, directing teammates. The younger stars were trying to win the match through brilliance. Ronaldo was trying to control the match through intelligence. That difference slowly became visible. Every time his team lost possession, Ronaldo communicated. Every time someone misplaced a pass, Ronaldo encouraged them. Every time pressure increased, Ronaldo remained composed. Leadership cannot always be measured through statistics. Sometimes leadership is simply the ability to remain calm when everyone else becomes emotional. The final 20 minutes approached. The stadium atmosphere became deafening. Every touch mattered. Every decision carried enormous importance. Players were growing tired. Legs felt heavier. Concentration became harder. This is where experience becomes invaluable. Young players often rely on energy. Veterans rely on understanding. And Ronaldo understood exactly what was happening. Neymar wanted another magical moment. Mbappe wanted another decisive run. The crowd wanted excitement. But Ronaldo knew patience would create opportunity. As the clock continued ticking, tension spread throughout the stadium. The next goal could decide everything. Fans sat nervously on the edges of their seats. Commentators could barely contain their excitement. Players pushed themselves beyond exhaustion, and somewhere within the chaos, Cristiano Ronaldo sensed the moment approaching. The moment he had been waiting for all night. The moment that would transform a great match into a legendary story. The lesson was only beginning, and the most important chapter had yet to be written. The stadium clock continued ticking. 70 minutes had been played. The score was level. The atmosphere inside the stadium was unlike anything most fans had ever experienced. Every pass was greeted with anticipation. Every tackle brought nervous reactions. Every attack felt capable of changing history. Around the world, millions watched without looking away from their screens. Nobody wanted to miss what happened next. On the pitch, the intensity had reached another level. Neymar was still searching for that magical moment. Mbappe continued launching dangerous attacks whenever space appeared. Both superstars looked determined to become the heroes of the night. And yet, standing among all the chaos, Cristiano Ronaldo appeared strangely calm. He wasn't the fastest player on the field. He wasn't attempting the most difficult skills. He wasn't trying to entertain the crowd. He was doing something far more dangerous. He was controlling the game. The difference wasn't obvious at first. Most fans focused on dribbles. Most commentators focused on speed. Most viewers watched the ball. Ronaldo watched everything. He watched defenders. He watched spaces. He watched movements. He watched emotions. Years of experience had taught him an important truth. Football matches are often decided long before the winning goal is scored. They are decided by mentality. And mentally, Ronaldo knew the game was beginning to tilt in his favor. The younger stars were becoming impatient. The pressure of the occasion was growing. Every missed chance created frustration. Every failed attack increased urgency. Every passing minute made the situation more difficult. Ronaldo recognized those signs immediately, because he had experienced them himself countless times throughout his career. The greatest players don't simply play football. They understand football. Understanding was about to make the difference. The match entered the 75th minute. Neymar received possession near the left side of the pitch. The crowd immediately reacted. Everyone expected something special. He accelerated toward the defense. One quick touch. Another quick touch. A beautiful feint. A defender lost balance. The stadium roared. Neymar pushed forward. Another defender approached. This time Neymar attempted an ambitious skill move. The crowd held its breath. But the defender recovered. The ball escaped. Possession was lost. A frustrated expression appeared on Neymar's face. It lasted only a second. But Ronaldo saw it. He noticed everything. The game restarted quickly. A few minutes later, Mbappe found himself in a dangerous position. The ball arrived perfectly. Space opened in front of him. The crowd rose to its feet. This was exactly the type of situation he loved. Mbappe accelerated. One defender disappeared behind him, then another. His speed looked unstoppable. Fans could already imagine the goal. But football isn't always decided by speed. At the last moment, a defender recovered and blocked the shot. The chance vanished. Mbappe placed his hands on his head. He knew how important that opportunity had been. The pressure continued increasing. The score remained level. The clock kept moving. And with every passing minute, Ronaldo became more influential. Not through spectacular actions, through leadership. Everywhere he looked, teammates listened. When someone needed encouragement, Ronaldo was there. When someone lost confidence, Ronaldo responded. When concentration started fading, Ronaldo demanded more. Legends inspire through presence. At 80 minutes, the entire stadium felt nervous. Nobody could predict what would happen. The match had become a battle between youth and experience, between excitement and control, between talent and mastery. Then came the moment that changed everything. A midfielder recovered possession deep inside his own half. The ball was played forward quickly. Most players immediately sprinted toward the attack. Ronaldo didn't. He paused for a fraction of a second. Just enough time to read the situation. Just enough time to identify the opportunity. That tiny decision changed everything. As defenders rushed backward, Ronaldo drifted into a pocket of space nobody else had noticed. The pass reached him. One touch. Simple, controlled, efficient. He immediately turned. The crowd sensed danger. For years, football fans had witnessed moments like this. Moments when Ronaldo seemed to know exactly what would happen before everyone else. A defender charged toward him. Ronaldo released the ball. Another teammate advanced. The attack continued. Pass after pass. Movement after movement. The defense struggled to react. The entire sequence looked simple, but simplicity is often the highest form of mastery. Ronaldo kept moving, not randomly, purposefully. Every run pulled defenders out of position. Every step created confusion. Every movement generated space. The younger players chased the ball. Ronaldo manipulated the game. Then it happened. The cross arrived. Perfect height, perfect timing, perfect opportunity. The entire stadium seemed to freeze. Ronaldo exploded toward the ball. Defenders reacted too late. The goalkeeper rushed forward. Thousands of cameras focused on the same moment. Millions watched around the world. And Cristiano Ronaldo rose into the air. The leap looked impossible. For a brief second, he appeared suspended above everyone else. Then came the contact. A thunderous header. Powerful, precise, unstoppable. The ball flew toward goal. The goalkeeper stretched desperately. But it wasn't enough. The net exploded. Goal. The stadium erupted. Noise crashed through the arena like a wave. Fans jumped from their seats. Commentators screamed into microphones. Teammates sprinted toward Ronaldo. The scoreboard changed. His team had taken the lead. Once again on the biggest stage. Once again under the greatest pressure. Once again, Cristiano Ronaldo delivered. His celebration was powerful. Not because of arrogance, but because of belief. Belief built through years of sacrifice, years of criticism, years of proving people wrong. As teammates surrounded him, cameras immediately searched for reactions. Neymar stood silently. Mbappe stared toward the scoreboard. Neither player looked angry. Neither player looked defeated. Instead, they looked thoughtful. Because they had just witnessed something important. Something bigger than a goal. A lesson. The match restarted. Only a few minutes remained. Neymar pushed forward desperately. Mbappe attacked with everything he had. The younger stars refused to surrender. And that determination earned respect. But now the game belonged to Ronaldo. Every decision he made seemed correct. Every touch carried purpose. Every movement drained precious seconds from the clock. The clock. The final minutes disappeared. The crowd counted down. 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. The pressure became unbearable. Fans couldn't sit still. Players fought for every inch of space. The referee glanced repeatedly at his watch. Then finally, it happened. The final whistle. The match was over. The stadium exploded once more. Supporters celebrated wildly. Players embraced. Some collapsed onto the grass. Others raised their arms toward the sky. Cristiano Ronaldo stood in the center of it all, victorious, again. Not because he had been the fastest, not because he had produced the most skills, not because he had received the most attention. He won because he understood football at a different level. As players exchanged handshakes, Neymar approached Ronaldo. For a moment, the cameras focused entirely on them. The Brazilian smiled, then shook Ronaldo's hand. Mbappe followed shortly afterward. The young superstar also showed respect. The exchange lasted only seconds, but its meaning was powerful. Football's future had just shared the field with one of football's greatest competitors, and they had learned something valuable. Talent creates opportunities. Discipline creates greatness. Speed creates excitement. Intelligence creates victories. Skill wins highlights. Mentality wins history. Later, during interviews, journalists asked endless questions. What was the secret? How had Ronaldo done it again? How had he managed to outperform two of the most talented players in world football? Ronaldo's answer was simple. As always, it's not about proving people wrong. Yourself right. The quote spread across the football world instantly. Fans shared it everywhere. Experts discussed it. Young players repeated it. Because it captured something deeper than football. It captured the mentality that had defined Ronaldo's entire career. The mentality that transformed a talented young boy into a global legend. That night wasn't remembered because Neymar played badly. He didn't. It wasn't remembered because Mbappe failed. He didn't. Both players were brilliant. Both showed why they were among the world's best. But the night belonged to Ronaldo. Because when pressure reached its highest point, when the stakes became enormous, when the football world demanded an answer, Cristiano Ronaldo provided one. He reminded everyone that greatness is not measured by age. It is measured by mentality. He reminded everyone that legends are not created through talent alone. They are created through consistency, through sacrifice, through discipline, through relentless determination. And most importantly, he reminded Neymar, he reminded Mbappe, and he reminded the entire football world why champions are admired, but legends are remembered forever.